Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending good energy, and blessings to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are talking about Carlos King, who has it out for Bravo, who has it out for Real Housewives of Potomac, and is mute. Is quiet like a mouse as it pertains to Love and Marriage Huntsville and what the shenanigans are going on, you guys. And maybe he's saving it for the season 6 reunion to discuss, everything that's taking place via social media currently. But I feel like there just needs to be something, you guys. They've, went as far as to really try to emphasize that season 6 is not going to be like the recent seasons of the show, and that it's going to be more positive and all of these things. Yet we have alleged cast members being a part of these secret Facebook groups that are liking and commenting on slander of children, you guys. Like, I just don't understand how you can go this hard. And yes, there's issues with Real Housewives of Potomac, right? But, and there's issues at Bravo. But the problem here is this. You used to work there, right? So obviously this is a benefit for you to drag them, because you can still try to lure housewives, onto your platform for future shows. Or this could be a way for you to try to get on the show, get back at Bravo. Or parlay this into something else as another opportunity for yourself. So, yes, while I believe to an extent that you are upset and dragging and in tears and everything else about, how these storylines are being portrayed on television and how things are not going the way that it needed to go for Potomac, and while it'll never be Real Housewives of Atlanta, I get all of that, but can you look behind, what is taking place literally in your backyard of what is taking place with Huntsville? Like, is that too much to ask? You know what Carlos King reminds me of? Carlos King reminds me of the people who have the greatest relationship advice. If you want advice about dating somebody, or if you're having some relationship problems or whatever, mind you, this person may or may have not ever really had any significant relationships, or may have not have ever been married in their lifetime, but for some reason they can give you the most amazing relationship advice, right, or dating advice or whatever. Meanwhile, their entire personal life is an absolute mess, you guys. It's like they completely ignore, or playing completely obtuse to what is going on in their own personal life, but for some reason they're able to give you excellent advice on what you should do, or what they think that you should do, or what their opinion is on something going on in your personal life. That is Carlos King for me, right? How he has these on-point takes about the problems at Real Housewives of Potomac, the problems at Bravo, but you're in the same profession. You understand what it takes to produce a reality show. You understand to be the executive producer of a Real Housewives show at Bravo, and you are completely ignoring all of the issues, all of the production-related issues on your own show of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and have let social media infiltrate the show to the point that your own cast members are using social media as a vehicle to basically fuel storylines so that they don't have to talk about their real lives, and fuel their storylines based off of hate on Melody Cherie and her family, and nothing has been done about it. Nothing has been done about it. Everything has been so contrived. So how can you sit here and be upset and call out issues that we have yet to ever see discussed on Love and Marriage Huntsville? When's the last time? Have you ever seen a colorism conversation on Love and Marriage Huntsville, period? Because I have not, right? Have you had an episode at all about bullying and mistreatment and alienating a cast member? Didn't you say on your podcast that you were pissed about what happened to Mariah, and how her whole cast basically turned against her because they were jealous of her, and, basically flipped the script on her, and it wasn't fair? But literally the same thing actively is happening as it pertains to the cast trying to find ways to try to get Melody Cherie off this show, or isolate her, or try to slander her, or try to make her look bad, or try to shade every business opportunity that she has, try to shade her kids, like trying to do all of these things. And it's crickets from Carlos King, you guys. It's crickets from Carlos King. Why is that? Why can't he ever speak out and say, you know what, this is not okay. This is not what the show was supposed to be. This show was supposed to be about Black entrepreneurship and how couples were going to balance, you know, their family life versus their entrepreneurship and everything else. And it was supposed to also be an opportunity to show how all the couples could get together and bond and, you know, share experiences together, go on trips together, and do events together, right? But there's so much animosity, and there's so much bad blood, and there is so much jealousy in this cast that you refuse to replace with new faces who do not want to do the work, who want to fuel their villain era in hating Melody Cherie and using that as a personality trait for the show. And on social media, make it make sense why we still have to have these conversations. You guys, some of you were upset about, you know, the boycotting and the blackout and petitioning for having cast members fired, but at the same token, you're not doing anything to improve the show. So what other choice do people have? The only choice people have is, hey, and this is up to you, right? I'm not influencing anybody to do whatever, right? But this is the logic. The logic is, if you're not going to fix this show, and if you're going to allow a show to isolate one person and their family and have the cast basically bully on them or talk about them, say negative, disparaging, slanderous things about them, and make that their entire focus for the entire show, and barely film any scenes with them, if ever, and use that as, you know, their whole storyline for an entire season, why should people tune in? And these were the same people that were being fake with Melody Cherie from the start. We're wanting Melody Cherie's connections. We're wanting Melody Cherie's opportunities. We're literally copying off of Melody Cherie's, logos for her brands. We're copying off of what Melody Cherie is wearing, copying off of her, how she looks now. Like, it's crazy. And now people are in their feelings, you know, trying to get credit, you know, for whether or not they did something first, like a child. Make it make sense. This isn't what the show was supposed to be. And people have resorted to childhood behavior, to immature antics that, you know, and some have even escalated to violence to the point that we can't even trust people to be on the show anymore. Because they're a liability now. But instead of addressing these issues, instead of having a real conversation about bullying, about slander, about talking about each other's kids, how many reunions in a row have we discussed not talking about people's kids, and this cast, certain people still talk about certain people's kids? Why is that? Why is it happening to the point that people are reporting a fan page on a Paw Patrol sign that had nothing to do with Melody Cherie or Sugar Mama's brand, right? But they got so upset at seeing something that they thought that they had the right to say, oh no, this is a copyright violation. Oh no, we've got to take her down. No. Here's the thing. Whether you care for Letitia, Marceau, Maurice, Kimmy, they're not on the show anymore, Stormy, or Tiffany and her husband and everything else, whether you care for them or not, it's irrelevant, right? It's irrelevant. And here's the thing. If you're going to support them, you're going to support them. If you're not going to support them, you're not going to support them, right? But trying to make false allegations to try to take somebody down and try to stop somebody's bag and trying to come for a child, this is not the show that we signed up for to watch. And there is a lot of people who have tuned out of the show because the basic premise of the show has been long gone. And I understand that the real and the rawness of, what took place at the demise of Melody Cherie and Martel's marriage was real. What was not real is the cast pretending that they had no skeletons in their closet and latching on to Mel and Martel's problems instead of addressing what was really happening in their own house. But then want to flip it and then get defensive on social media and present this false narrative that they're the perfect couple. No. Right? So something has to give, Carlos. You can have all this energy that you want for Bravo. I mean, do you secretly want to go back there or something? Or I'm not sure. Or are you recruiting? Are you recruiting now by figuring out who's on the chopping block at Bravo and trying to lure them to one of your shows? Like, is that the end game here? Or are you just trying to take all of this and leave your own shows behind altogether and just go to another network and just keep it moving? Like what is the end game strategy here, right? But ultimately, whatever it is, Love and Marriage Huntsville is still suffering, right? Love and Marriage Huntsville is suffering because it has now enabled certain people to go completely unhinged and people to be so upset at certain people receiving support, at certain people who are, doing well in their other ventures outside of the show, that they're creating all of these hate groups and all of these group chats, and they're involving the other cast members to be a part of these group chats and these hate groups, and and fuel the negativity and fuel this energy and fuel the bullying and everything else. And it's not okay. And it's gone too far. And I don't know how many times we have to make this video. Literally everything should have been shut down after what took place when Phonics Unhooked accused Sugar Mama of not being Martel's. That should have been the last straw, and it has continued to get worse. It has continued to get gutter. And I don't care whether or not the show is filming right now. This still impacts the show ultimately if your cast members are still going to use it as a storyline. So to me, that's all fair game. Now, unless you're going to have a policy that, you're going to leave whatever is off social media is one thing. But if we're not even going to address any bullying or any slander at all, or coming for people's kids unprovoked like this, then we have a bigger issue, right? Because I have to think that if this happened to somebody else's kid on the show of what's happening with Melody Cherie and her family, there would have been an immediate intervention, right? Right? But you want to cry about colorism on another show, right? Right? So there's that. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my second channel. Like I said, I'm uploading, even though it's taking 5 years, the fake nursing degree scandal video, and then we're going to talk about some other stuff as well. News, current events, sports talk, money-making strategies, true crime. That is the other channel, you guys. So please subscribe if you have not already. To my subscribers who have been rocking with me from the beginning, or whenever you came to rock, thank you for your continued support. I'm grateful and appreciative of each and every single one of you. To the new subscribers, for those of you tuning in for the first time, thank you so much. Please check out my previous content and everything else. I welcome all comments. I welcome all constructive criticism. We're pretty respectful of one another here, and everyone's opinion, it matters, right? We can agree, we can disagree, but we are respectful about it here on this channel, right? So there is that. So please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.